I do apologize there. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. We had a little difficulty there, a little mutation going on, a little mutant. But we want to thank you for tuning into our show. This is a show that we do every Tuesday at 6 o'clock. I really want to thank you, listeners and viewers, for tuning in and supporting us. And if you want to continuously support our show, stop what you're doing right now and just share with as many people as you possibly can. Let them know that you have a guy, a friend up here right now who's going to be talking about how to properly detox the body, what's going on with your body, like healing crisis, when your body is trying to go through a crisis to eliminate toxins out of it. And also, we're going to talk about the symptoms of detoxification. What are some symptoms that your body is detoxing where you can be aware that you're going through a detox? A lot of us don't realize that our body is always going through a detox and we don't know how to read it. We look at it as, oh, I got a cold, I got a flu, I got symptoms going on, but they don't know how to read the symptoms properly to know if it's something that warrant you going to the doctor, or all you need to do is seek out cause or something and remove cause, or allow the body to run through a course of healing, the healing crisis, in other words. So we're going to talk about that in this show. So if you got a paper and a pen, it's good to get and have right now where you can jot down some stuff. You may see something that's very important for you. You may hear something that's very important for you to help you guide you into a better way of health. And this is what we come here for. This is what you come here to learn information on how to properly help your body heal without the medicines, without the herbs, without the supplements. Like I say, I'm Dr. Ferrante Frazier. I'm a holistic doctor, a natural orthopathic practitioner, and we deal with holistic nutrition and holistic natural healing concepts. We're under the umbrella of Savannah Natural Health. We have many programs designed to help you lose weight, feel great, get rid of your health issues without using medicine, without using herbs, supplements, anything of that nature. Matter of fact, if you believe that medicine is the cure to your diseases, then we tell you to continuously, going to your medical doctor and taking the medication and, seek all the medical advice you need. But if you're willing to allow your body to properly heal naturally without the medication, then we're the doctors for you. We're holistic doctors. We deal with the body, mind, and the soul. Now, this is natural as self. We don't use anything that's unnatural. It's not natural to take medication. It's not natural to take herbs and remedies. It's not natural to treat and suppress and supplement and palliate disease and stuff like that. We don't fight disease. It's nothing to combat. What we do is allow the disease process to run a course, and then we'll see the individual feel immaculate afterwards. They get back in balance, in other words. That's all disease is, to bring the body back in balance, to purge itself of toxins, to get rid of unwanted waste and stuff like that, to heal damaged areas that have been, broken from our going about or from toxins we allowed inside, damaged cells and stuff like that. So now it's just when we feel it more, when there's more present, when there's more damage present, we get to feel it more. When there's more toxins accumulated, we tend to feel it more. And to get rid of that, we're going to have more elimination when there's more toxins. We're going to have more pain and fever and stuff when there's more damage there. So you can tell when the situation is in need of more, attention from the body, because there'll be more reaction, and that's what we're going to talk about a little bit about reactions a little bit in this show as well. So we want to thank y'all, but definitely hit the share button right now. Your show, Natural is Elf. Share that with some people. Natural is Elf. We want to show you how to do the show, do our program natural as possible. You're going to do it the most naturalist way without all these so-called, you'll say, we use the word voodoo-like type stuff, because that's where all of it has its roots in voodoo and shamans and different things of that nature. They believe that they can whip up something and create and force the body to do different things. But we believe that the body is a self-healing organism. It runs itself, and we're going to talk a little bit about that in here. So let's start off with the first topic that we have, and we want to thank the ATR Media for allowing us to be up here. It's a great platform, allowing us to talk strictly without being censored, telling us to endorse any type of medication. We don't have to endorse anything. All we have to do is present the information that we have for our listeners and viewers, which will result in perfect optimum health, provided that you apply our recommendations, our suggestions to you. Now, like I said, we do not deal with any medicines, herbs, or remedies, or anything of that nature. So nothing you'll ever hear from us will suggest the use of any type of drugs. So you're safe with us. Now, I'm going to tell you this, though, as well. If you are on medication and you're applying our concepts, make sure that you have testing to make sure that you still require your medication. Because if you're taking medication and no longer require them because you change your lifestyle and you're feeling 100% better, then you may result in some other type of issue with your body by still using the drug. Let's say, for example, you have high blood pressure and your pressure is always high and you're on this medication to regulate your pressure. Now, when you start eating healthier, start living healthier, then your pressure automatically going to regulate itself. Your body going to regulate that pressure itself. There's not going to be a need for it to be high anymore. But if you still taking medicine to bring your pressure down, then let's say it's at 120 over 80, which they consider to be normal, and you taking pills to bring it down, it may go too low. It may go 60 over 20 or something like that, something that is not a healthy number, for your heartbeat to be beaten. So, um, just like in people who suffer with high blood sugar, if your blood reading is usually at 300 and you take pills to regulate it to keep it around about 100, and you now eating healthy and it's at 100 and you still taking pills that drop your sugar 100 points and stuff like that, you can go into a diabetic coma. So if you're changing your lifestyle, but you are on medicine and herbs and remedies and different things of that nature, that's why we talk against herbs and remedies. You don't know when you don't need it anymore. So, you're not under no type of, doctor to prescribe this stuff to you. Most of the people who getting herbs and remedies are getting it from the health food store, or they're learning it from off of Facebook, or they're learning it off of Google. They're Googling, hey, the benefits of this type of remedy and this type of remedy. And, they're hearing it from neighbors and friends to take this and you'll feel better. And we're taking this stuff without properly being, knowing them, first of all, about what we're putting in our body. We don't know when to stop. We're not testing ourselves to see if we're still in need of those things. So it's not ideal for us to just, continuously take these drugs and stuff like that, even when we start changing our lifestyle habits. It's not never really good to take these drugs at any good time. All right. So that's our disclosure there, telling you you may feel some difference when you start changing your lifestyle. So you want to get off all those medications, or at least test yourself and have your doctor work hand in hand with you to make the changes in your medication as necessary. If you need to go down on the dosage, if you need to go down on the amount of times you're taking it, or just take you off the medication, which is all of these are pluses. All right. So as you change your lifestyle, there's going to be a need for change in your medication. So with that being said, we're going to dive right in this thing. All right. So what is the best detox? That's our first topic that we're going to be talking about today. And a lot of people don't know what detoxing is. For the most part, we look for a detox outside the body. We look for detoxes in medication, a medical detox. We done heard that. We done heard of a natural detox. We done heard of a herbal detox. We done heard of a detox tea. We done heard of detox pads. We done heard of detox patches. We done heard of detox eyeglasses, detox hair, detox shirts, detox pants, detox shoes. There's all types of detoxes, detox toothpaste. you know, they got all kind of detox. We even give attributes to food and said that food detoxes the body. Now, all these are play on words, and they're not accurately telling you what detoxification truly is. There is no thing, no object, no substance that comes from without of the body has the ability to detox the body of waste or toxins or anything like that. And we'll get help you understand that in just a minute. But detoxification is a metabolic process or a biological process that the body undergoes since the day that you were conceived. Even while you was in your mother's womb, your body was going through periods of detoxification, and this detoxification is detoxing. Toxins generate in your body, and your body must constantly detox itself from the toxin. So this is a drainage that the body does with itself. It drains toxins out of it. Now, another word for drainage is eliminate. The body constantly eliminates toxins out of it. All right. So this elimination of toxins is a detox. So detoxing is always ongoing in the body. Now, when you were in your mother's womb, it was being eliminated through the umbilical cord. So when you were creating toxins, it would go through this tube that was connected to your mother, and there was a transfer. You were getting nutrients, and you were also throwing off waste into that tube that was connected between you and your mother. So this elimination process was ongoing, and it's always ongoing. When you came out, the cord was cut, and now you had to eliminate your own toxin, or discard, or or get rid of your own waste from your out of your body. Now, getting it out of the body is a ridding or elimination from the body itself. But there's other detoxins that are going on inside the body, internal detoxes that are preparing the body with a trash bag full of waste to go out at one time. When you have a bowel movement, that's a bunch of toxins that have been accumulated in this one area to be voided out of the body. When you urinate, that's a bunch of uric crystals and salt crystals and other so-called chemicals, waste, and diluted crystals that have accumulated in the bladder to be taken out of the body. The urine filters the blood of all this waste, and it accumulates it in the bladder, and then the bladder voids it out when you have a urine flow. So there's always elimination going on. There's not always ridding going on. You're not always urinating. You're not constantly having bowel movements, but you're constantly detoxing the blood. So this is where the detoxing is going on. The first form of detoxing is detoxing the blood. That's the good level with the organs of elimination are doing. You got organs that filter that blood. You got the lungs that filter the blood. You have the kidneys that filter the blood, and you have the colon that filter the blood. And this filtration system is ridding the blood or detoxing the blood of its impurities, of its waste material. And then it sits in the area until it's time to be eliminated out of the body. This is a immaculate system that's going on. But let's go even deeper from the blood. That's the first, you'll say, platform of detoxification. Now, this is, if you notice that there was no need to use anything to make the kidneys filter the blood. That's the job of the kidneys. That's all it's been doing since the day you were born. It was doing it before the day you was born. Like I said, in your mother's womb, it just had a different avenue of eliminating the toxins out of the body through that plug between you and your mother. But these organs, they constantly filter the blood of its waste material. And then that's the first stage. But if we go deeper into the system, we find that there's another system that aids in helping the body, eliminate, well, you detox waste out of the body. And we call this the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system, a lot of people are not aware of the lymphatic system. But if we get a picture of the circulatory system is our, blood system, where the blood flows and veins and arteries and the heart and different things of that nature that comprise the circulatory system that moves blood throughout the system. All right. So if we were to take out the circular system of a human body and put it right next to the human body, it would look like a mirror image. It would make up and look just like that body. All right. Same thing with the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system comprises itself of a bunch of, you'll say, travel ways that, lineage that allows flow of lymphatic fluid or lymph fluid to flow throughout the body. And if we take it out, it also looks just like a replication of the body. It would mimic the circulatory system and also the body, just like the circulatory system would mimic the body or reflect also the lymphatic system. So it's not, there's not a place really in the human body where the lymph does not flow, whereas the circulatory does not flow. But the circulatory of the lymph fluid actually bathes the cells. Interstitial fluid is fluid that is inside the cell. It's the lymph fluid, and it's like a medium that protects the cell. And when that cell is squished, that fluid comes out, or it comes out by osmosis, like a pressure, or it's like just comes out of there and comes on the other side. It's an immaculate system. So not only is that fluid coming out by itself, it's coming out with waste. It's like taking out the trash for the cell. This lymph fluid is actually taking trash out of the cell. All right, it's like this little child. Go take that trash out. I want that trash out of this house now. You're not going to let that trash just accumulate in this house. So the cells get their trash taken out by lymph fluid. And this lymph fluid, it travels. All right. So the lymph fluid system, it picks up the waste that the circulatory system was not designed to handle. But it's not a closed circuit like the circulatory system have the heart to beat and circulate the blood throughout the system. It got countless spaces between the cells. Like I told you, interstitial spaces or intercellular spaces. Now, these branches join to form like a tree represented in like a diagram. The lymphatic system ends by dumping its contents into two areas, like the subclavian vein and the thoracic duct. You find them right up here at the top of the circulatory system. Now it dumps all this waste or its fluid inside there, while the circulatory system and the circulatory is constantly circulating fluid throughout the body. They're different from each other. They're totally two different things. So the circulatory system is the first stage that we're detoxing toxins out via the elimination. All right. All right. Remember the you don't have elimination organs filtering the lymphatic system except for you have lymph nodes. All right. Lymph nodes or lymph glands. You done heard of lymph glands and lymph nodes in your throat, behind your nose, in your head, behind your ears, in your chest, in your groin, and throughout your body. There are a lot of lymph nodes, strategically placed throughout our body. And they capture lymph fluid and filter them. That's why sometimes we have the swollen lymph glands or we have swollen lymph nodes because they are storing these toxins in the lymph gland. But they're only stored when the blood is too toxic to receive more waste. All right. If the elimination organs, follow me here now, if the elimination organs are diseased, if they're abused, been overused, or just fatigued and don't have no energy. So, in other words, if you got kidney failure, all right, if you have a constipation, if you have lung issues, those organs can't do their job to filter the blood of its waste. If they're fatigued or have been abused, they cannot clean the blood of their waste. So the waste accumulates in the blood. Now, this accumulation is a backup. It's a backup of waste. The waste can't be properly drained. So there's a backup, there's an accumulation. All right. So the trash not being taken out, and the trash is building up in the blood. It's back up. So now the lymph gland or the lymph system, which dumps all of its waste into the circulatory system, can't do so because the blood is already too packed. It's too backed up. It's too toxic already. The trash can is too full. It's like a Christmas night. I mean, a Christmas next morning where, all the trash cans too full and there's nowhere else to put anything in the trash can. So the circulatory system has no room for any more waste. So now the lymph gland itself can detox. That's going deeper. You're going deeper into detoxification. You're going deep into the cells. This is how you properly allow your body to detox. There is no herb or remedy that can do this job that we're talking about right now. This is a physiological process of the human body. This is body work we're talking about. There is no herb that can do this immaculate process. There is no remedy. There's no treatment out here that can do a process of the living organism, such as the living organism itself. Now, here it is. This lymph fluid is backed up. Now, by it being backed up, it can't circulate properly. It can't keep the cells clean. So this is what happens now. The lymph glands, they join in the fight. They tend to get bigger to do hoard and store toxins in that was circulating in the lymph fluid. They've been circulating in the lymph fluid, and if they continuously just circulate, then it's going to cause the cells to be backed up. The cells are not going to be able to send out waste if the lymph glands or the lymph fluid is already toxic on the outside of it. So these glands, they filter the lymph fluid when the lymph fluid flows through them. They take out the waste because the waste cannot go to the circulatory system because the circulatory system is backed up. So the glands start swelling. They start, getting bigger and things of that nature. Now, this swelling causes damage to other organs because as the toxins accumulate in the glands and in the groin area, you start having this pressure, this pain. It's put in the groin. You might have it put in, getting in the way of urine flow and causing urine retention, which can cause you to die. If one of the glands in the neck may stop you from being able to breathe properly, and the nose, same thing. You may have issues in the ear pressure in the ears, different areas where those glands are located. When they start swelling, they put pressure on organs and tissues around it. So it becomes a problem. So this is why we see other diseases manifested in our life, all because of this toxemia that's going on in our body. That's why we told you in one of our shows, and we always tell you in every other show after that, that toxemia is the only one cause of disease. Now, it's manifested in so many ways. But if we remove the toxemia, remove the blood poisoning, remove the lymphatic poisoning, then we won't have all these other symptoms that we're suffering from. Now, where is this poisoning coming from we're talking about? This is an internal poison, endogenous toxin, but it comes from the cell. Every cell, since the day that cell was created, it produces waste. It's the product of its action, of its living. Life itself creates waste. For you to move around, for you to talk and stuff like that, that cell have to use energy, and so using material and stuff like that, it has waste. And not only does it have waste, there's also the the cells that are dying, old dead cells, spent out cells, cells that are breaking loose and stuff like that. All that stuff have to be removed out of the system. All right, it have to be removed out of the system. Now, this is the first detox. The body, the blood, the cell itself have to detox its own self. It have to take out the trash. That's the third tier. That's where it all begins at. So at the third tier is where the toxins originate in the cells. And then the lymph fluid, which is the second tier, takes the waste away from the cell and dumps it into the circulatory system. And the circulatory system, which is the first tier, is filtered by the elimination organs, and they throw out the waste. All right. So that's the proper detox. There is no other type of detoxification. Just to have a bowel movement ain't detoxing nothing. You can't get into the body and force the body to do anything. Right. Just having more urine flow doesn't mean that you're getting rid of waste. You're getting rid of your fluid. When you take tea, for example, into your body, and you drink these herbal teas, those herbal teas are not detoxing your body. Just because you have more urine flow, you think that, hey, oh man, this tea is working, man. I've been to the bathroom 8 times a day. you know. But the teas itself, the components in the tea is irritating to the digestive tract. It's irritating to the lining of the kidneys. So fluid is sent to the kidneys, sent to the digestive tract to dilute the components of that tea. Those teas have toxins in them. And those toxins can't roam free in the digestive tract. They can't roam free and irritate the kidneys. So the body sends huge amounts of fluid. Now, that fluid got to come from somewhere. That water got to come from somewhere to dilute those toxins. And then you urinate them out. Your urination be colorful and all this type of stuff. Because it's getting rid of these waste and toxins. But it didn't get rid of the toxins out of the cell. It didn't get rid of the toxins out of the lymph fluid. It didn't get rid of the toxins out of the blood. It only got rid of the toxins that you ingested. So these detoxes that we're taking inside, to put in our body to call ourselves to detox our body, are not detoxing the first tier, which is the blood, the second tier, which is the lymphatic system, and the third tier, which is the cells. All we're getting rid of is the materials that we're putting in our body. Now it looked like we're having, oh, I'm having a bowel movement now. Oh, I'm having more urination. Yeah, because you're irritating the kidneys into action. Yes, because you're using laxatives to irritate the colon into action. Yes, you're irritating the skin with these salves and stuff to cause sweating and toxins when you put those foot pads on. They really believe those foot pads work. Oh, the foot pads are so dark. you know. I mean, all these gimmicks and mimics, man, are forcing us to lose our proper education on how to properly. We can wear socks and have dark socks and waste in the socks. Now, are socks pads of detoxification? I know some people got some really dark socks after wearing them for 2 or 3 days. And that's just a clear pad. I know some people can wear it a day and white socks would be dirty up under them. They have toe jams and all that because the skin is eliminating toxins no matter what. Sweating and releasing toxins all day long. The more you allow something to be on the body and certain material draws more action from the body. And this is a waste of the body's vitality and energy. This is not good action. Right? So, not only is laxatives and teas, but even tonic blends. All those things are irritating. All these so called detoxes, like I said, even fruits and vegetables, a lot of people tend to even believe that fruits and vegetables are detoxes. Like, I'm going to be on a watermelon detox, you know. We tend to use those words to try to get people to do it. You know, but I'm going to be on the apple detox, the pineapple detox, and all these so-called fruit and vegetable detoxes. But they do not detox. They will allow toxic elimination more rapid than when eating other food stuff, but they're not the detox. See, the body can do more of its work of repairing and detoxing itself when it has the energy to do so. The more energy available for blood flowing and more kidney action, well, let's say when there's more energy for the kidneys to filter the blood, more energy for the colon to filter the blood, and more energy for the lungs to filter the blood, there's more filtration going on. That means that there's more blood being clean. The blood is being cleaned more often. So there's more room in the blood for the lymphatic system to dump its waste in. And if the lymphatic system is dumping its waste constantly into the blood because it's clean enough, then there's no swollen lymph glands and there's room for the cells to dump their waste into the lymphatic system, which is the second tier. And if the lymph glands are, the fluid is pure and clean because it's being, dumped into the circulatory system, then there's room for more toxins. So now the cells can dump their waste into the lymphatic system. This is the third tier. All right. So it's all about keeping the blood clean. Remember, we say toxemia is the root to all problems. All right. Innovation causes all toxemia, but toxemia is manifested, or poisoned blood is manifested throughout the system. Poison. This poison is the result of the blood not filtering properly because the organ. Tired. Now we're going back through this thing again. I'm saying it about the fourth time. Make sure that you get it into your mindset. A lot of teaching comes from repetitiveness or repetition. So I've said it 5 different ways. You probably didn't understand what I was saying at the beginning, but now you understand that when your kidneys, we're just going to use the kidneys, when your kidneys don't get rid of uric crystals, let's say that you eat a lot of meat and your body produces a lot of uric crystals and it's producing so much that your kidneys can't keep up with getting rid of these uric crystals. These uric crystals tend to keep being the blood, bringing down the pH balance of the blood, or creating a toxic situation for the blood. Now, this is an outside way of doing this. We're not even talking about the blood. This is a whole nother way to create disease in your body. But if this blood stay toxic, then the lymph fluid can't even throw no more toxins in a toxic blood that we creating from our eating. And the reason that we can't keep the blood clean is because the blood is what? The kidneys is constantly trying to get rid of uric crystals from our overconsumption of protein. But let's get back to it. All right. So the kidneys can't filter the blood. The blood can't filter the lymph fluid. The lymph fluid can't filter the kidneys. I mean the cells of the tissues of the body. So the tissues, they are living in filth. They're a wasteland. The trash, they're living in trash. Trash is just all around them. This is a systemic poisoning going on. And when the cells are constantly bathing in their own waste, they die. They first start losing their function. They lose their ability to reproduce, and they lose their ability to develop, and lose their ability to function. Function first. They start functioning first, and then all the other they start degenerating. So it's first functioning failure, then organic failure. Structure. Function is first. The functions of the cell diminish first, and then eventually the structure of the cell is is destroyed. That's why we have functioning failure first. We go to the doctor complaining that, oh, my organs are not functioning like they used to. Then it advanced to, oh, now your cell is destroyed, or your tissues are destroyed, or your organ is destroyed. You have kidney damage. You start off with kidney failure, now you end up with kidney damage. All right. So the functions of your body start shutting down first. Now, like I said, these fruits and vegetables are not the detox. So we got to get out of thinking that these detoxes are something that we can go buy. We can go and, get off of Google or some type of detox. We go looking up detox. Oh, get some vinegar and water with some salt and some lemon and drink that every day, and it's going to detox your body. It's not. We can't be thinking that these fruits and vegetables are detox. Now, they're good food. They're good articles of food. But let's look at it for what it truly is. There's no such thing as eating a detox. The detox is a biological process. It's a process. You know, even fasting. We talk about fasting a lot, and fasting it it's not a detox, but will allow toxic elimination of waste out of the body, the fastest. So the more energy that's being conserved in the body, if you notice, if you eat regular food, the body it can't detox properly because it's drain of energy, and you're adding toxins to the body. But when you eat fruits and vegetables, the body uses less energy to process the fruits and vegetables than it does steak and potatoes. And the fruits and vegetables have less toxins than steak and potatoes. So the body doesn't get toxins, and it has more energy to cleanse itself of toxins. That's why eating a diet of fruits and vegetables will eventually get your body to a clean state. Fasting, you're not eating anything. You're not bringing anything in. You're saving huge amounts of energy that would have been used for eating food, period, even eating the fruits and vegetables, because that does require energy. So it's the fastest way to allow the body to conserve energy to take out waste. It gives rest to the organs of elimination to give them more energy. They're able to repair themselves while fasting. They're not being damaged during the fast because they're not having to deal with toxic substance. So fasting allows the body to be in a situation to do more housework, to do more cleanup, to filter out more waste, to regain energy, to restore structure in those cells and tissues throughout the body. A stronger structure, a stronger function do better work of cleansing and defending itself in construction and growth and development. This is where health, we're talking about health regeneration here. All right. So fasting is not a detox, but it will help the body detox more rapidly. The healing crisis, we are reaching our end here, and we just scratching the surface about all the information that we had for you. So we're going to have a part two about this next week. But healing crisis, let's get into that. So the healing crisis is what we see when we change our lifestyle. When we start changing our lifestyle to one of health, the body, especially when the body is, been through a lot of issues, it been through a lot of chronic issues, is dealing with chronic diseases. When we change our lifestyle, then we start developing. We're not on medication no more. We're not taking, especially when you're going down a holistic approach. If you come to me, we're going to get you off all type of herbs, remedies. That's going to be abandoned off rip. You haven't been prescribed by no doctor about no such thing as no, vitamins, mineral supplements, and things of that nature. So we're going to stop that off rip. You're not going to waste any more money. You're not going to waste any more health or time using these supplements that you heard about on television, you heard about, read in the herbal book, or you done Googled up or heard from some friends. Nothing about no ancestors told us this, and nothing about that stuff. Oh, this is what the ancestors took. This is what our elders had. Oh, this was from the past. Well, we need to put it back in the past, because if we stop using it, then that means it's a need that we had needed to bury it. If it died and was buried down in the grave somewhere, why should we dig it back up out of the grave? Let's put it back where it belongs, dead and buried. And let's go back to things that have been consistent and working from the beginning of time. And that's allowing the body to do its own work when we stop the bad habits or we change that lifestyle. And as we change the lifestyle, we're going to notice that we're going to have these crises to eliminate. We may have more heightened urination. When you stop eating, you know, you may start having gas gases that start appearing in your chest and stomach, because now the food that is rotten inside have space to release its gases. Otherwise, you was just throwing food on top of food, and it was just being thrown in your body. But now the food is having a chance to rot and get out of your system. So it's producing these gases, and so you're going to feel it more, and you got more energy now. So your body is going to attack and start taking waste out. Now, when you got more energy to take waste out that has been accumulating, where's this waste got to come out? It got to come out the door. It got to come out through the kidneys. It got to come out through the colon. It got to come out through the lung. So you might have a really bad, foul breath coming out of you. You may have a really foul and excessive urination. You maybe have some foul stool and large amounts of stool, some diarrhea that manifests itself while you're going through this cleansing, because the body is now at a heightened effort to eliminate the waste because it got more energy now. You're not suppressing your energy with your lifestyle. You're not retoxing yourself with your lifestyle. So now the body is in a heightened state. It got the energy, and it got the means to start throwing off this accumulated waste. That throwing off, or that heightened energy to throw off, or vicarious, you'll say elimination, a vicarious elimination, where the body is just throwing off waste, um, you know, um, in large amounts. And so it's like a crisis. If the body it's start sending it out through your nose, because your kidneys can't keep up with, or your kidneys is going through repair, but these toxins are accumulating in your blood, and it got to find an alternative route in which to free itself of waste. So anytime that your regular organs of elimination are resting and being repaired, when you're eating, this is only when you're changing your lifestyle to a healthier lifestyle. Now, when you still live in a haphazard lifestyle and your organs are just damaged and just not going to work anymore, and you develop these symptoms, they're symptoms of disease. But when you're changing your lifestyle and your body is going through repair and healing, then you may develop symptoms of healing, or crises of healing. And these crises are mimics an acute disease, but the body is freeing itself via these routes until the regular organs are able to get back to work. And the thing about healing crises, they're less painful. They're less, they don't last long. They come on you real quick, just like a little cold or a little sniffle, a little quick little diarrhea, and it goes off real quick. They're not sustained. They're not chronic. They're not long lasting. All right. They just mimic an acute crisis to heal real quick. So those are the healing crises in a nutshell. All right. Now, I did talk a little bit about the lymphatic system and detoxing and different things of that nature. When you start, I actually have a video that shows you about this trampoline that I have, and this trampoline helps with, cleaning out the lymphatic gland. Remember, I told you that the circulatory system is a closed circuit with a heart to pump blood around the system, but the lymph glands don't have um, a organ to circulate lymph fluid. Lymph fluid is only moved with movement, and when you exercise and the squeezing effect. So when you exercise, walk around, move, and stuff like that, your cells get a squishing feeling, and it squeezes out its lymph fluid, and it generates more. And then you move, squeeze, it pushes out that. So that's how it mimics like a sponge. When a dirty sponge, we put water in there and you squeeze out of it, the dirt come out with the sponge, with the dirt come out with the water. And if you add more water to it, then you keep rinsing it until you get it squeaky clean. But you got to keep squeezing that water out, and that dirty water come out with the sponge. So the cells are like a sponge, and they're, from daily activity, when the fluid comes in there and it's squeezed out, the dirt comes out with it, and it circulates in your well, it don't circulate, but it will circulate through your lymph fluid through movement and motion as you're walking around. That's why you got to stay moving. When you actually stay still, your lymph fluid don't have movement, and you actually poison yourself to death by having toxins just to sit stagnant throughout your body. Matter of fact, you can will yourself to death by just sitting still with no movement. That is actually in the Book of the Dead, where Buddhist monks were willing themselves to death by sitting still and stopping lymphatic fluid from circulating in their body, and so they're poisoning their cells to death, and they died. So that's what a lot of us are going through. We're inactive. We're not moving, and we're killing ourselves for being inactive and not moving, not exercising, and different things of that nature. So, but the lymphatic system, we have this lymphocyzer, which is a little trampoline, and you just jump on it. You go to these gyms, you'll see a little round circular trampoline that people jump on. That helps move lymphatic fluid throughout the body at a rapid rate. It helps with blood pooling in your legs and varicose veins, all that. If you're suffering with those things, you want to start off slowly. If you have any issues really bad, it's best to just rest, eat right for a while until you build up enough energy and your body kind of repairs a little bit before you start, heavy exercise, anything like that. Or get with someone who can help guide you into the exercise. Don't just go out there, work yourself, and break a bone and tear up your body and get in, do more damage than good. So everything comes with moderation until you build up, ability to do more with your body, building it up. Yeah, this trampoline is an ideal thing with helping you pump lymph fluid throughout your, through your lymphatic system. Because it'll help, push it through your lymphatic system where it can be dumped into the circulatory system via that subclavian vein and the thoracic duct. Um, then it'll be in your circulatory system. Then your circulatory system can carry it to your elimination organs, and your elimination organ can eliminate it out through your body. I told you we were going to be going through some stuff real rapidly. I hope you're getting an understanding of what a true detox is. And those things that are not good detoxes, such as the laxative, the teas, the tonic blend, the fruits and the vegetables not being a detox, and fasting not being a detox. We also want to delve in to a little bit of the seeds of toxemia, um, and how detoxification symptoms during dietary transition. Now, we got to remember all disease is caused from accumulation of toxic waste in the bodily fluids. And we just went down the bodily fluids such as the blood. We just went down the bodily fluids such as the lymphatic fluid, the ones that outside of the cell, and the ones that's inside the cell, the interstitial spaces and the extra cellular spaces. So you got the inner cellular spaces, which is inside the cell, and you got the extra cellular, which is on the outside. All right. So those fluids, when they become toxic and full of waste, and they accumulate these wastes, and the reason why they're accumulating the waste is because why the elimination organ is not doing their job. Remember, we talk about this stuff. This should bring back a lot of memories to you as I'm discussing this part of the literature. We're no longer this is where in the Bible where it talk about when I was a child, I did childish things. I learned as a child, but eventually I got to put away those childish things. And at the same time, I'm no longer on baby food. All right. So now you're no longer on baby food. You know what you should be eating: fresh fruits and vegetables. If you've been following Natural as Elf, we shouldn't have to be talking about what type of food to eat anymore. All you have to do is, if you've been following us, fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds is the ideal diet. I shouldn't have to talk about the benefits of sunlight anymore. I shouldn't have to talk about enzyme nutrition anymore. I shouldn't have to talk about what type of water to drink. We should know it's distilled water. I shouldn't have to talk about rest and sleep. I shouldn't have to talk about nurturing relationships. These things we have shows on. I've done shows on them quite often. And that was in the beginning when I talked about energy, and nervous depletion and innervation. We talked about those things at the beginning when I was introducing natural hygiene to you, when you were a baby into natural hygiene. I talked about things such as, temperature, how to properly, regular exercise. And I talked about your air and how to clean up your air pollution around in your house, at work, and different things that will, hurt your organs that help the body eliminate toxins. So those things I shouldn't have to talk about anymore. I talk to babies when I talk to them. I say, hey, you're fatigued. I start them off with that conversation of fatigueness. Their body has run out of energy. But after a while, I shouldn't have to talk about that anymore. I can start digging into some other things. And this is where we're at now. I believe that you graduated from kindergarten. And now we can go on to some more, in-depth understanding of the human body. We can learn some true science, human science, biological science, cellular science. The more we study this stuff, the better the understanding we'll have, and we'll properly follow the guidelines of biology. We'll follow the guidelines of nature. We'll see the correlation between human organisms and nature, the correlation why we got to breathe fresh air. We also stop ourselves from being carried away with all this foolishness that we're being told in mainstream media. We won't be wasting our money with these fly-by-nights potions and pills and detoxes that coming out, these teas and different remedies and stuff that people are selling us. We're wasting our money, and all the while we're getting sicker and sicker. But when we really know the education that we need to get to our higher states of health, our optimum state, and we learn the principles, we can't be fooled or tricked anymore. That stuff will sound ridiculous when they come up there talking about, we got foot pads, we got this detox, try this. You won't try that stuff and cause more damage to yourself and neglect your body in the meantime. Because when you're trying these different things, you're neglecting the proper way to heal. But when you abandon that mindset of seeking out how to palliate and suppress your symptom, you can properly live righteously, where your body can obtain the optimum health that you desire and that it requires. In so doing so, then you won't suffer anymore. That's the beauty of following natural orthopathy and knowing that disease is the right action. These healing crises are necessary to rid itself of toxins. You don't have to have them now. But when they do appear, don't be mad. Don't be upset. Don't be fearful. Just know that the body is going through a crisis to heal itself. It's going through a crisis to repair itself. It's going through a crisis to throw off waste, this accumulation of waste. All right. So when we come in next week, because we're running out of time now, we're going to get into the possible symptoms of detoxification, the headaches, the nervous system. So we're still going to be on this healing crisis. We're going to show you the little video of the lymphocyzer and show you what we're talking about, where you can go and order them. They're real cheap. But we want you to have a great week. So I want to thank everyone who tuned in and those who will be tuning in, those who always tune in live. I thank y'all so much. I love y'all so much. And please continue to support us by tuning in and sharing with your families and friends, even your Facebook friends. If you're on YouTube looking at us, because we are on YouTube, All Things Relevant Media on YouTube, and we're All Things Relevant Media on Facebook. Go there, hit like, share, subscribe on YouTube, and follow on Facebook, and share with as many people as you can get. This information is not just for us. That's why we're sharing it with you, where you can benefit from this gold that we found. We found gold, y'all. We found this unlimited gold, and the more we use it, the more it grows. So, and the more I share it with people, the more I have to share. The same thing I'm telling you to do. You can't use up all this for yourself. If anybody go and follow this, they can reap gold and treasures untold. All right. So share it with as many people as you can, where they can become wealthy with health. So best of health and happiness. I'll see you here next Tuesday at 6 o'clock. We didn't get a chance to do our meditation today, but we'll do it next week. But do it on your own. Those who know the words of meditation, apply them to yourself this week and feel the comfort and joy of relaxation. Best of health and happiness from Savannah Natural Health. This has been Ferrante Frazier, your naturopathic ortho practitioner.